This is the first day of the rest of my life. I barely looked at the Daily Mail. I looked at a little bit for what's going on in Afghanistan. Other than that, I've been cleaning all day. It's been one of the greatest days of my life, just being in the moment and being productive. There's nothing worse than internet addiction because there's nothing of value contained within this. Unless one is using the internet to get to primary sources, unless there's some sort of rational reason for why they're on the internet and it's not just for wasting time, or even worse than wasting time, is to take any of what's being portrayed on social media, mainstream media, so-called independent media, to take any of that seriously is to be wasting your time. Worse than wasting your time, because you're just putting junk into your head that has nothing to do with social reality. So this is the first day of the rest of my life. I'm cleaning out dust. I'm building up dignity. I'm vacuuming. If you feel overwhelmed by stuff, if you're in a rut, you just gotta start somewhere. That's all you have to do. I know exactly how hard it is to get out of ruts. I know how difficult it is to quit the internet. I'm never gonna completely quit the internet. There's no way we can, I don't think. We're still gonna wanna check what the weather is. Things like that. We might have a hobby, say my basketball team, the Celtics. They've done some good trades. They're working hard. They're putting together a better roster. So I might have that to look forward to. Their downfalls to basketball. I'm not going to lie on that. But we have to do what we have to do. So maybe I will watch a lot of three-pointers. But my team's pretty good. They're underrated, yet pretty good. So they could be a magical kind of surprise. I'm actually willing to step forward and claim the prediction that the Boston Celtics will win the championship this year. They just had to move the deadwood out, which was Danny Ainge. He messed up big time with that Kyrie Irving stuff. But that's not what I'm going to go on and on about today. I won't go on and on about too much. I predicted that there would be all these fake fights. This was a month or two after, or 3 or 4 months, I don't know. It was after Daily Beast and Rob Weber took Jimmy Dore and the so-called dirtbag left to the woodshed. They thoroughly gave them a thrashing. Now Daily Beast and Rob Weber do it for their own COINTELPRO-styled hidden agendas, but I was still nonetheless grateful to see that that had emerged. Of course, my analysis of the dirtbag left is the best, because I have proven their COINTELPRO, I have proven their links to years back, I have proven that they're scripted, I have proven that they're idiotic, I have proven quite a number of things about the dirtbag left. So what I was trying to say before I forgot it is all these fake fights are going on. I predicted this. I've seen this before. It's cyclical. As soon as a Malou comes under attack, I say when it comes under an overall attack, as in the whole thing sucks, all of it, every single frickin' piece of it. Mainstream, independent, name the website, and they are not who they claim to be, and they're the waste of time. They're the brand. They're the joke. So I predicted they'd have all these fake fights, because now instead of the total Malou collapsing under the weight of its moronacy, under the weight of its ridiculousness, but I think you know what I mean. It was crumbling under the weight of its own stupidity, for lack of a better word. So then they bring out the fake fights. So they're like, hey, you don't have to realize that both Tim Black and NIKO House, and I'll throw in some others, Jimmy Dore, Cenk Uygur, you don't have to know that they're all bumbling idiots who are paid fakes. You can pick one of them to support. That's what the fake fight is all about. They don't want you to think, oh, Uygur and Jimmy Dore are both rubbish. They don't want you thinking that. Oh, both Tim Pool and Cenk Uygur are rubbish. Say that type of choice. You can make as many choices as there are people or whatnot. I've been rehabilitating the word whatnot lately to retake it from the pig pasta face Jardula who stole the whatnot shtick. So that's what's going on. It's called fake fights, fake disagreements, fake this, fake that. Tim Black, I've got video of him. The only reason he became famous was because he was on an episode of Dr. Phil. It's a true story. All these people become famous because they're on the same payroll. They recreate the other side, even if they're portrayed as not in cahoots. That's how you get an H.A. Goodman as part of the ecosystem, even though it makes no sense on the surface that someone supporting Trump and right-wing nuts could be part of the Jimmy Dore network. Only about a half year or a year ago, Manitalk was donating money to H.A. Goodman. They're all hooked, tied to the hip. So we'll take a little bit of look at, I've got downloads of Tim Black, his recent show. We'll take a look at how he is a Freemason. He uses the Freemason logo, the symbol, for the letter A. He's got crossbones. He's got that pyramid for his logo. And he's also throwing around flashing Freemason signs. I stagger that word just in case it'll trigger some type of robotic moderator. So that's what this show is here. I like to speak a little bit because then I edit this, unless I'm putting together the live stream variety where I don't edit what I'm saying. I will edit some of this, but I don't edit too much. I'm a lot more sure in what I'm saying nowadays. I do have the edge in which I can speak monotone, so I can take my frickin' time putting together the worded sentence. Because when I come back with my voice, it's at the same level, it's at the same pitch. And that also helps my singing. I'm a musician. I was raised a musician as a kid. I never became professional, but as a camp bugler, I was able to make the perfect sound in band. I made the high school all-state band. I was number 2 in the state for the baritone horn. Now, I wasn't anything spectacular. The reason why I got that award was because I learned the piece. Yes, I learned music. I wasn't great at that. It's like someone can learn English, but they have trouble. Someone can learn a little bit of math, but not enough to not struggle. So the one thing that I was able to do, and somehow I got lucky and ended up into the state band, I had the perfect sound. Is that my fault? I have Asperger's and perfect pitch? Is that my fault? No, it isn't. Is it my fault that when I concentrate and really put my heart into it, that I can sing in tune? Is that my fault? It's my fault that proves I have perfect pitch. So today's show, to wrap this up, all I wanted to say was that's a fake fight with Tim Black versus NIKO House. There are fake fights going on all over the place. There are too many to list. Their whole force the vote thing is fake. Their ties to the Boogaloo Magnus was all fake. I got some troll bugging the shit out of me. Maybe I need to find a way to... Well, I don't know what that is. Doesn't really... I don't get that many interactions. I got someone who can't get it through his head that Mitchell Carlson never went to trial. He was never arrested for the Umbrella Man thing. So I got this guy, probably a cop, saying, oh, they got that guy for that. He's trying to say Pink Shirt Pizza Guy was working with white supremacist Mitchell Carlson. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. Just like Tim Black doesn't make sense. I knew Tim Black was COINTELPRO a couple years, more than that, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was before any of these people noticing. Ben Dixon was a Democrat in name only. He was a shell. One show I was watching, Tim Black, I noticed how he was really interested in people's names and what city they were calling from, and he was taking notes. And then one time, someone called up and called him the M-word. Now, I know that's something no one should ever do to a black person. It's just, you don't do that. But then again, the reaction of Tim Black seemed to be way over the top. He got very angry, but he seemed to be acting. I don't have that on film, but that was my opinion at the time, that it was a staged event. It gave Tim Black an opportunity to rage, and that's what he does. That's what he's good at. He likes to rage. That's something agent provocateurs like to do. And then the last thing I want to point out on Tim Black, a few things probably. You can go back in time, and he's all tied up into Ebon Ken, Manitok, that original ecosystem. He was right there with them. Jamal Thomas, Anomaly. There's lots of names that you'll come across if you're able to do any cyber sleuthing at all on them. The problem is that the search engines have finally been rendered obsolete. They don't want us with the ability to search much, and we can't. I don't think we can search much anymore. Tim Black, tied to the hip of the ecosystem, he's trying to make it seem that he's an independent guy and he was always just doing his thing. Maybe it's a little entertaining. Tim Black is probably the best, most entertaining, most legit sounding of them all. That's probably why he's pals around with Nina Turner, because he does sound the most reasonable, except for when he goes a little nutty. One other thing I want to point out about Tim Black before I wrap this up, because I do want to go back to cleaning. I am not going to be making these videos as much as I have been. Yet I know they're good. And I'm going to continue to make them because it seems a small group of people do like me. And they should feel free, and anyone should feel free, if you're going to be nice and reasonable, leave comments. I'll okay them. They'll be up on YouTube. They'll be there for people to read. The last thing I want to point out is something very strange going on with Tim's right eye. It's totally dropping to the sideways, not dropping. It's totally slotting, sort of like a Hillary Clinton eye situation, but sort of worse. It looks dislocated. Then it somehow pops back to where it was. I think you might want to check that out. I do not have any information at all on what would make an eye do that. It looked like something I had never seen before. Totally, it was like a dislocated eyeball going sideways. It looked a little bit different than Hillary. Maybe the same as Hillary, but I'm not sure on that. But I'll add a few clips of that. I'll add in some Dr. Phil. I must have already done that. We're at the end here. You all have good days, good lives. Stay off the internet as much as possible. This is no better than TV. It's a new form. We think it's better than TV because there's so many more choices and we're reading. It seems more interactive. We seem less of a zombie on the internet. But no, it's just about the same. It's probably even worse because we think it's better, healthier. Those clowns are exposed. They're reading off teleprompters. This might be the greatest day of my life. I just drank something. I'm starting to lose my voice. This could be the greatest day of my life, not because I had fun or not because of this or that, but because I was cleaning, because I was off the screen. My eyes were wherever they wanted to go. I wasn't putting on I wasn't putting on the prescription reading glasses and straining my eye. I got in some good cleaning. It was similar to exercise. So not only are you cleaning, you're making the air cleaner in your room and rooms. You're getting the dust out. You're getting rid of the germs. So yes, keep that in mind. I was certified in teaching. I have a master's in social theory. I lived in Ireland and studied it there. So I might not be the funniest. I might not be the most entertaining, but I might be a little bit of those things to go with having a professional training. I also have a lot of gumption. I believe in individual freedom. I believe in freedom for everyone. You can figure it out. Watch some of that Krishnamurti guy. Once you figure out what he's talking about, you'll be grateful to him. You'll be grateful to the freedom that one can experience in the moment. When you realize the word is never the thing. Anger is just a word. Love is just a word. They're all just words. We're meant to be real. We're not meant to be scripted. We're not meant to be conformist. We're not meant to be rude and idiotic. Alright, thanks a lot for your time and consideration. Take care. Have nice nights, truly. This is the Tokyo Shemp News Network. Tokyo Shemp News Network now concludes its broadcasting day.